What's up, everybody? This is Eddie with Up Next Hoops. We got another episode of Hoop Talk today. My guest here is Peter of 9010 Training. He's with us from Kansas. So welcome, Peter. How's it going, man?
It's doing good, man. Thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward to this conversation. And yeah, man, I'm hyped. I think this is my third podcast.
Dope.
I usually I'm so bad at doing these things, bro, because people always hit me with podcasts, and I'm like, yeah, bro, definitely next week. And then I just do it. There's just so many things happening during the week.
I hear you, man. You're a busy guy, so.
Right now, with quarantine, things for me have not slowed down, not one bit. I just started doing a bunch of other things. I started filming YouTube.
Nice.
Which I wanted to launch for a very long time, and I just didn't have time with all the sessions and workouts and camps. It's just been really busy. So, but I told myself that during quarantine, I'll definitely try launch new things that I didn't plan for in the past. So yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what I was telling kind of with some of my previous guests is quarantine, it kind of limits a little bit what we can do, but it also allows us to kind of tap into that creative side and, conquer some things that we haven't had the time to do. So.
For sure.
You're getting to the YouTube side, so that's dope.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I always tell this to trainers, you got to have presence on social media. That's just a must. So even TikTok, you're I hate that platform. Dude, I hate TikTok. But right now, organic reach on TikTok is so great that you got to really push through it now, because I feel Zucks and Facebook will buy it probably really soon. And they will probably implement all kinds of crazy algorithm like Instagram, and organic reach will just plummet.
Right.
So yes, I'm just trying to bombard TikTok like crazy.
For sure. So yeah, man, I know you said you listened to the Marcus podcast that I did with him. That's just what I'm trying to do, is just connect with different people in the basketball space, learn their journeys and how they kind of got to where they are today. So you've got a dope story from what I've heard already. So kind of going to just let it transition over to you, kind of tell us how you got your start. I know you're from Ukraine, so kind of tell us a little bit about your upbringing and that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's crazy because my whole life I wanted to come here. Ever since I was 6, I remember in first grade, I believe, we wrote on the world map and in school, what is our dream? And then as seniors in high school, they would let us open them. And so I forgot about it, bro. I forgot about that thing. And I written down, I said, I want to go to the US. And then after my senior year, I'm going I'm going here. So it was it was crazy how I just wrote something and it just, happened. It was crazy. Just spoke something to existence. That's crazy. So I came here, I believe at 15, turning 16. Went to prep school in Miami. So I went there and it was a boarding school. So it was very similar to Montverde, IMG Academy, just not on that scale yet.
Yeah.
And so we had kids from Chile, from Belgium, from New Jersey, from all over the place.
Now, did you come over here solo by yourself?
Oh, dude, solo dolo. Nobody, just me. So imagine kid from Ukraine, which, I wouldn't say it's a third world country, but definitely not US type level, So definitely coming from that to here, culture shock was off the charts, dude. And I'm talking about everything from my first biggest thing here was your guys' fast food drink sizes. In Ukraine, bro, large is this. Here, large is this. And I'm dude, this is crazy. So everything was nuts to me, from food to just the culture, bro. Just how everything's built, and just yeah, it was just sick. But I think I got adjusted my second year. It was okay. But then I'll probably say I got fully adjusted in 4 years, to where I didn't mind being here. But my first couple of years, I really wanted to go back home. I remember my first night here, bro, I called my dad crying. I was Dad, I'm going home, bro. I'm not staying here.
Yeah, now I can imagine.
He ripped me a new one, bro. Because we worked so hard to get here. And I had to go through all the interviews and then go to the embassy and then get a visa and all that. It was just really, it was a long process, but yeah. So now I'm here, bro. Have my own
Yeah,
business.
I see, and you're doing well. So
So to continue with my story is, my senior year of high school, I torn cartilage in both of my knees. So my left knee and my right knee, and what's so crazy about that, it was non-contact injury. So
the worst.
yeah, and it was crazy because it happened overnight, which like maybe I didn't feel it, but like we had the game like the day before, and so I felt great. Like my knees felt great. Like I was dunking, running, sprinting, everything, cutting. I go home, my knees don't like they don't bother me nothing. And then the next day have practice, and I go to practice and I'm like, yo, my knees are sore. And I'm like, don't give it like no big deal. So I just started like running, and like my first step, my knees were like in extreme amount of pain. And I kind of freaked out a little bit, but then I didn't give it too much thought because at that time I thought I was invincible, dude. I thought I can. No stretching, no warm up, no icing. I didn't need none of that. I know better than everybody else.
Right.
So I put some icy hot on it, and icy hot didn't help. And I'm like, whoa, like this is weird. So I just took that practice off, and then the next day, pain got even worse. And then I told my coach that, so they took me to an MRI, and then on an MRI, it just shows up that I have literally nothing there. It's just bone on bone rubbing.
And that was on both knees?
Both knees. And the thing is, I didn't know about that at the time. My dad had bad knees,
Hmm.
so I called my dad and I told him, "You freaking dick." I'm just kidding.
Blame your
Yes,
dad.
my dad had bad knees, and I guess it just kind of passed on to me. But it just happened. So what doctor told me, it just happened from overuse, and obviously not properly like strengthening my muscles, my quads, my hamstrings. I didn't do any lifting because at that time when I was in high school, there wasn't no strength and conditioning coaches. It was none of that. So I was just just being a kid.
Right.
Like living like carefree life. And yeah, so it was a bummer because I sacrificed so much to get here, and now I'm just with no knees. So, and like at that time I was picking up a lot of D2 offers, a lot of like low to mid major D1 offers. And then my coach just set me down in his office and just said, dude, I gotta call coaches because I had a surgery, and surgery didn't work. It's called microfracture. And microfractures are considered to be the worst surgeries in basketball. So Brandon Roy had it, and it didn't work. So he retired right after. Uh, Amari Stoudemire had it, and then just kind of plummeted down. And so they did microfracture on me. It didn't work. So what they did is they poked holes in my knee, hoping that the blood will flow and like make like artificial cartilage. But it didn't work. My body just said no. So it didn't work, and I'm still to this day with no cartilage.
Dang.
So that was a bummer. So then I had a coach at Murray State College. That's a JUCO in Oklahoma. So he gave me a chance. So I got there. I recovered that summer. I did some therapy, and then I was never able to get to where I was supposed to get. And then I had another microfracture, and it didn't work. And so after that, I just said, I'm done. Like, dude, like the recovery process was the most frustrating because it kind of distanced you from like the whole team. And so you
Right.
kind of feel like isolated because when the team's practicing, you're in a training room, like trying to like do some stupid drills, like, and it was really hard because I like at some point I felt like I wasn't even on the team. It just felt
Right.
like that kind of like I was distanced so much from the team. And so obviously coach had no interest in bringing me there for second year. So after 1 year at a JUCO, I went to this NAIA school. It's called Ottawa. It's in Kansas. It's like a small NAIA school. And so I was there as a student assistant coach, still on a scholarship though, which was great. And so when I got to Ottawa, um, I was kind of just looking for ways to give back to the coaches, to the team for bringing me in, and still give me some academic money and some athletic money because, NAIs, they don't really give full rides. But I had like some sponsors that were paying for me in academic money and athletic money. So I was pretty much on a full ride, pretty much. And so I just started training guys on the team. At that time, I had no clue what I was doing. I was looking back at that, I'm like, oh my God. Looking back, I'm so embarrassed for what I was doing. And I feel so bad about those guys because they let me just test my training methods on them. And they were really poor at that time. Like I thought freaking 3 tennis balls and freaking 25 cones and oh dude, it was so funny just watching that's cracking me up. But yeah, and so how it all happened for me is there was a worker at the university. I think he was like campus ministry, something like that. Like he was working for them, and so he had a little kid, and he said, "Yo, I'll pay you $10 an hour to train my kid." And so I was like, "Dope." It was like $10 an hour. Yo, I could go buy me a meal after. So I was like, so that was really cool. So I was training him two times a week for an hour and a half for $10. Oh, brutal thinking about that now. But so then they really liked it. And so they told me, so they told about me to their friends. And so their friends had 2 kids and they brought me their 2 kids. They liked it. And those friends told their friends told their friends. And it just snowballed. And when I was in college, I had almost 50 kids weekly as a college kid. So it was pretty dope. And they also gave me access to this old gym at the church. And so nobody was using that gym, and all those people were going to that church. And so they said, hey, how about we give you access to this gym to train our kids? And I'm like, yeah, great. So they gave me access to that gym, and I went there, and that's where I kind of had my starting point in that gym, in that old church gym. And now I'm here in this gym.
So was the church gym the last gym you were at?
Yeah, so both of these gyms are in the church.
Okay.
This is just a nice church.
Okay.
Church was not that nice.
Hey, you still had a full court?
For me as a college kid, I was grateful. I was like, man, having my own gym I can access whenever. As a kid in college and making money, I was like, this is great. So yeah, so that was my starting point, and then it really snowballed. Like, and it happened all so fast that I've just been in business for 2.5 years. Not even 3, 4, 5, just 2.5, and it really
2.5 as of today? Like 2.5. Okay. Dang,
like
I think you've been doing it longer.
Like 90-10 has been for 2.5.
Yeah.
I've been training for longer.
Okay.
But once I've graduated college, I started 90-10. Yeah.
When did you graduate college?
Huh?
When did you graduate college?
Oh, shoot. That's so long ago. I think 2017.
Okay.
I think, yeah, 2017.
So you're young then. Yeah, you got.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm 27. So.
Yeah, I'm still young.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. My kids think I'm a freaking old fart.
Dude, same here. Especially because
I'm probably about 87. But
I haven't had the extent of knee injuries you had, but I got one bad knee that I've had surgery on about a year and a half ago. And
okay.
ever since then, man, I just feel like
Never the same. You never
the same. Yeah.
You never like people like I have kids now that like refuse to warm up, don't want to stretch, and they think they're invincible. And I was like, I'm telling them like, you freaking idiots. Like I was you.
Right. Run on the court, try to dunk like without even stretching or nothing.
Dude, like go straight alley-oop, like walks in the gym wearing street shoes. Lob, alley-oop, dunk. I was like, moron. But you know what? I told them what they should do, and it's up to them.
That's all you can do.
Not a babysitter. Like the thing about me with my training, I'm not gonna babysit you or give you speeches every day about how you should work hard. Nah, you know what it is. And if you don't want to do it, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's just
I hear you. I mean,
I have no time for nonsense. I really don't.
Hey, that's how you got to be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they should know to get there early, stretch, get ready before the workout. And
You saw our gym. Like, we got all the freaking tools you need to warm up.
right.
Freaking hyperized, rapid reboot, massage guns, whatever. Vibrating foam rollers, whatever. But no, it all sits there. Do you know who uses it? Me.
I was gonna say, I see you using it every night.
Person that doesn't need it uses it the most.
That's crazy, man.
Makes
Crazy.
no sense. But hey, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, man, kind of going back to your time in Ukraine. You came over. You said when you were about 15.
15,
What
16, yep.
what was the basketball culture like there versus here? Zero.
None. No, absolutely no financial investments into sports. Like, okay, so Ukraine as a soccer country, like
Okay.
soccer, oh, dude, it's amazing,
Huge.
huge. The whole world plays soccer, but Europeans are sick on that thing. You know,
Yeah.
basketball. If you would have seen our high school jams, oh, you would have been depressed to say the least. Like, it's bad, dude. And
Wow.
it's still bad to this day. It got
Really?
a little better, but it's just bad. Bad.
So I was thinking, because I know, international play in general has been like skyrocketing. So I was
Yeah, like
in
like
general, but
countries that actually love basketball, like Lithuania, Serbia, Slovenia, like Spain, France, Italy, Germany. Yeah, those countries, but they also have money and they're not as corrupted as Ukraine because at that time Ukraine was so corrupt.
hmm,
Like all the money that was supposed to go to all these different things were going to pockets of these rich people, of the people that are in the government and stuff like that. So there was no money coming out of those pockets to go towards like, education and sports and building playgrounds and building gyms, none of that.
right. Wow. So touching back on that though, when you made that transition to the States here, what was that? Was that like an eye opener, like as far as like the competition level? Because I mean,
Yeah,
obviously you could play because otherwise they wouldn't have wanted you here. But
yeah,
like,
bro. Speed of the game. Speed of the game. My first practice, I was overwhelmed.
really, is that big of a difference?
Dude, it's style of basketball is just here so freaking fast and athletic
Hmm.
and running gun push 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 where in Europe it's like right now in Europe it's changing but when now and like mind you like I was coming here such a long time ago that there was really no Instagrams, no ball is live that I can go watch highlight tapes and see it for myself. All I just saw was just like player highlights on YouTube. But I was not really, I had like no insight really on high school basketball. Like I did not know anything about the culture of high school basketball, how it all functions about AAU. I had clue about none of that.
Hmm.
So like I had to try to catch up pretty quick. And I would say I did catch up by like going into my junior year. That's when I started like really playing and then picking up offers
So
for
you
my
adapted pretty quickly then.
yeah.
Yeah.
But my first year I was learning, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was learning.
It was an eye opener.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just my body just wasn't ready. Like I wasn't conditioned properly. I just didn't understand the pace of the game at that point. It was just different. It was just different. Yeah.
For sure. So you obviously got hurt, unfortunately, in both knees. You said you kind of got to a point where in college you were just trying to give back. Did you know at that time like that you wanted to get into training, or was there
Absolutely,
any?
absolutely not. I thought in college I'm gonna train, make a couple bucks, and then once I graduate, I'm gonna go find a real job, a real job.
Like a 9 to 5?
Yeah. So like, and like I was business marketing. That was my major. So I thought I'm probably gonna go do something with business, something with business, work for somebody.
Right.
And the more like I was training while I was still in college, it kind of like I kind of started seeing. I was like, yo, like I can do this. Like I don't need to go work or like find a job because like this is pretty good, and I'm like not even official yet. I'm just a college kid. So I was like, what would it be if I really actually like start doing this full time? And I'm not like I told you earlier, it blew up pretty quick. Like it just took off out of nowhere. Like I was really like surprised that it all happened that fast.
That's crazy because like everybody pretty much that I've talked to, like training wise, you know, had they worked the traditional 9 to 5 and did that for a bit and then kind of was just like, all right, I'm gonna dive deep into it and just try out the full time thing. So you actually have never had like another job. You just have
Never,
training.
never. I've never worked a 9 to 5, and the big reason why international kids in US are not allowed to work because there is this big assumption that foreign kids come here, they are loaded with money,
Hmm.
which is bull crap because, yeah, probably a lot of them are loaded, but I wasn't loaded.
Right.
And like, I really needed a freaking job, but I couldn't work. So like, that was, that was my only thing, like training. That was my only way to make money.
Yeah. And it's worked out. So no
Yeah.
complaints, right? But so obviously you said it kind of snowballed and picked up pretty quickly. When did you really get to a point where you were like, all right, like this is going to be it. Like I'm going to be doing this full time. I think I got a chance to really do something special. Like when did it take kind of that next step?
So when I started picking up some like top ranked players in the state,
Now was
that's
it to you or?
so actually, so I was training, I'm not gonna name drop,
Yeah.
but like I was training like some of my high school kids, and those high school kids were really good friends with the kid that was at the time ESPN top 15, I think, or 20. And he had offers from everybody. I'm talking about Kansas, Carolina, Oregon, everybody. And so I was like, yo, why don't you bring him for a session one time? Just so he can check it out. And so he came. And mind you, at that time, I still wasn't really good with training. Like I was just, and at that time, that was my first like high profile player. And I was kind of, like a little nervous. I was like, yo, I really try to do everything so like, so he can like it. And so he came in and we did some bunch of crap. We did some bunch of freaking stuff. And looking back at it, it's so funny. But he liked it. So all that mattered. He liked it. And so then he started coming to me like regularly. And once you get this one kid that's the best player in the state, then the rest will just follow. And
Right.
so that's when it kind of happened for me. And when that happened, I was kind of like, okay, I can do something with it. So that's when it kind of happened for me.
Nice. So, um, I mean, obviously I see a lot on your Instagram, a lot of the older kids. Are you training kids of all ages though, as well? Like you training the younger ones too, or
We have kids that are 2 feet tall. We have kids
5 years
this.
old or
I think our youngest kid is 8.
8? Okay.
Our youngest kid, yeah. And honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I actually enjoy working with them more because I'm just like so laid back with them, and I don't really like have to try hard. I just teach them basic fundamentals, and it's just so easy and laid back. And kids listen; they like so locked in, and they like ooh and ah, So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool working with the young kids because it's almost like even like at that age they're so young. They're almost like like I guess like a good metaphor for it would be like they're like a blank canvas. You're starting fresh, and then you can kind of just mold and shape them. And there's
Sure.
goes involved. You working with some of the high school kids. You got kids that probably walk in the gym like, all right, I'm already nice at this. Like I don't need to work on this.
I have a couple of morons, trust me, and what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So no, that's interesting though. You said so sometimes you do kind of favor working with the younger kids versus the high school.
Yeah, sometimes like let's say I'm not really having like a good day, And I'm like, I'm just not ready to like turn on this switch and like go like full like beast mode with like sessions and like be engaged really. I'm like, oh, like I'd rather have like younger kids because with them is just I don't have to show them much. I'm just like, yo, like let's jab right, go left.
Hmm.
Or let's pump fake and go right. You know, it's just simple stuff and I'm really not like putting all my effort into those sessions, but I'm still teaching them and making sure that they're having fun. And yeah, sometimes I prefer those kind of sessions, yeah. But sometimes I don't. There is a flip side to where kids are so bad that I'm
Oh yeah, especially
no way,
nowadays.
dude. No freaking way.
Those attention spans can be very very short.
I mean, attention span is one thing, but when you freaking just cannot even dribble the basketball 2 times in a row, that's a problem. Or you don't know how to stretch. Dude, I told the kid, yo, side lunges next to warm up. Had no clue what side lunges was. So I spent like 30 minutes teaching them how to stretch, teaching them what a knee pull was, but what like what a calf stretch was. It was
Oh yeah,
yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh,
brutal. Brutal. So I've seen you in the past work with some other top trainers. Did you kind of have a mentor in the game that kind of inspired you, or were you looking at any other trainers like, yeah, I like what this guy does. Like, I think I can, like I want to get into training, like because of that guy, or like anybody like that.
so I never had a mentor. I mean, I wish I had because like sometimes like the decisions that I was making like business wise were not really smart.
Mm,
So I wish I had that, but for me it was more so like I see like these top trainers and I'm like I want to beat them. So
right.
that was kind of like my mindset is like I want to beat this guy. Like I want to catch up to him. I want to beat him, and I want to be better than him. Like
It's a competitive mind state.
I'm very competitive, and like for me, it's like to this day, I'm still like wired that way. And I'm not looking at that like like I don't like him,
Right.
but for me, it's just like I want to compete and I want to see who's the best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
So that's kind
compliment,
of my
you
mindset. But
recognize like, hey,
never really had mentors. I had a few guys that gave me advice here and there, which really helped me. But other than that, was just trying to figure things out on my own, really.
just learn as you go.
Yeah, I learned. Oh, I always prefer to learn it the hard way, I guess.
Made some bad decisions, but then you learn from them.
Just,
And
just just not wise, just not being like, I was a business major, but I've never been taught how to properly write a freaking check or how to, hire a lawyer or how to, or how to like navigate through like through this thing. I've been taught for 4 years how to write freaking papers and do a case study out of the freaking textbook. But there was absolutely no teaching from the college to me about how to run a business. So from a business standpoint, I was not really smart at first. So I kind of learned it the hard way. So yeah, it is what it is.
yeah,
It's now, so we good.
that's the best way to learn though, sink or swim. So
Yeah, that's just how I learned. Like you can tell me right now, Peter, don't do this, and I'll be like, nah, I'll do it still. And then I'll be like, yeah, you were right. That's just how.
hey, that's just how we are, man. Like I think all dudes are the same way. So
Yeah,
until
yeah,
you actually fall on your face, then you're like, all right, well maybe they were right
exactly.
for sure. So how did one thing I've been noticing, and you were like the first person I actually saw doing it, and I think you probably know where I'm about to go with this with on Instagram with some of your videos. So like for instance, you'll post like every layup finish possible and you'll have like you'll stream off 10, 15, 20
Yeah.
like just different finishing options, stuff like that. Where did that whole idea come from? Were you the first person to start doing that? Because I see a lot of people doing it now.
Okay, so let me start this real quick. So Jordan Lawley, J-Lo B-Ball, swears that I stole that idea from him.
I
But
see him do it sometimes too.
where I did not steal that from him. But he claims to this day that I took that from him, but I did it. Because like I've been posting like if you go on my Instagram, like you'll see that I have like waves of content. So like once I see that like something pops for me, I just catch that wave. And once it kind of dies out a little bit, then I try to find something new. So if you go on my page, like you'll see there's a bunch of different types of content, you know, and it always changes within like month or 2 months. It's always different. So right now, what I realize is that if you repost TikTok videos on Instagram, they pop. Like they really blow up. And so like right now, I'm kind of riding that wave. But not gonna lie, last couple of days, it's been kind of on a downhill a little bit. I hope it picks up again. But if not, then I'm gonna have to try to figure out something else. But yeah, but like with these videos, I just literally just sit home or in the gym and just trying to come up with something that's gonna catch people's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you almost every night now. You're in the gym late night,
Dude, I live here.
filming.
I live here. If there was a bed here, like I'll probably sleep here. I'm telling you, like there is a freaking lounge room. It has like a couch. So I could probably sleep on that couch, but I don't know, sleeping in the church by myself kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'll be a little bit nervous, so probably not gonna do that. But I'm here every day. I think I spend here more time than I do home.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the life, man. You're fortunate enough to have a gym that you can use constantly.
It just worked out so perfectly because I had no clue about this gym. Like I had no clue about this space, and uh, and so it's just a long story, but I'm not gonna go there. So pretty much, one of the guys that we know goes to this church, and he said, "Hey, they have a like an indoor gym there that's pretty nice." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I came here, and once I saw this gym, I was just blown away because it's so nice, and it's private, and that's the most important thing for me, is having a private gym, because like when we lost, because we lost that first gym, like we lost it. Like they said they did not want us there no more.
Mm.
And after they kicked us out, I think like the church lost their funding, and they just shut down completely.
Oh wow.
So we would have so we had to probably leave that space anyway. So then between that and between this gym, like I had no gym. So I had to work out of this rec center, and it was brutal. Dude, it was so freaking brutal to me because number one, there's like 10 courts there. And they play open runs on the court on the left, court on the right has volleyball, people walking around screaming, and you just with all these kids and you're trying to teach them and they get distracted. It was freaking awful. It was so awful, especially transitioning from a private gym to a rec center. That was the hardest.
Right. It was like a downgrade.
Yeah, it was so bad. I really hated it. Like at that point, I was really thinking about like stopping it and like trying to go find something else, because I felt like there was no gyms like this available. And like there were gyms like this, but what they were asking for in terms of rent was just outlandish.
Right.
So when we found this place and it's not being used pretty much at all, and they gave us a really good deal. Like I'm not gonna tell you how much, but if I would have told you that, you would have laughed. It's that good.
I was gonna say, and it looks like it's like state of the art. Like it looks like brand new.
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah.
And I can keep all of my stuff here. Like that's what's so amazing about this place.
I was gonna say you've got racks of balls, everything.
Yeah, dude, it has a kitchen here, has a storage room, has a lounge room. So like lounge room is like for parents to chill out, like during sessions. Dude, it has everything here. It's beautiful. And it has AC, has heat, has everything.
That's awesome, man.
It's such a dope setup,
sure.
and it's so lucky to be here. I know not a lot of trainers have their gyms, and I know it's a struggle to find a gym because I've been in that struggle too. So I know.
Yeah, man, those court rentals can get brutal. Like you said, there's always like multiple courts, so you're seeing other people and hearing other people on the other side of the court, and
Freaking terrible.
yeah, it's rough, man. Especially when you got young kids who, you're explaining something, they're over here like this
Yeah, yeah,
across the court, and it's like, come on, man.
yeah. I was on the hunt. I'm telling you, I literally would sit down on like Google and just like Google like available like vacant warehouses, like anything that can have a basketball gym in it. And thank God we found this gym, and it's been amazing since.
Yeah, looks like it, man. But hey, I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit because you said earlier in the podcast that you were um, like getting ready to kind of start the whole YouTube thing. So tell us a little bit about that. What you're looking to put out there. If you want to start, if you're cool with like giving away kind of like what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so on YouTube, pretty much just gonna like post content that I post on Instagram and TikTok, but it will be more so like a breakdown videos. So where I'm not just actually gonna post like a 30-minute clip. It's actually gonna be like probably like 3 to 4 minutes where I actually slow down, I break it down, like insert some text in the video. So pretty much very similar to what I post now, just more detailed.
Yeah.
What my YouTube is going to be. And so all the people, I know so many people are like, especially trainers, that are like so hesitant about putting stuff out because like it's a secret. Homie, everything is out there on internet.
Right.
There's no secrets. Trust me. Everything
Right.
is already out there.
I hear you. Yeah.
If you're not going to put it out, I will. Like, like, so I'm like, giving away free content is like totally different than people having access to you. So
Right.
like I'm gonna launch like an online platform here soon that's gonna be paid. It's not gonna be content on there. It's gonna be more so players like will have access to me, and it's not gonna be like really like go watch these couple of videos and like learn from them. It's gonna
Right.
be more so like a full access and not like a just bunch of videos.
That's dope. Now, do you have somebody who does video work for you, or are you doing that yourself?
Just myself.
And I was gonna say, you put out some good content. You must have a tripod and everything. Is that kind of how you do everything?
But
Yeah.
yeah, tripod and that's it. Like right now, especially when I can only be here in the gym by myself. That's why like as of late, I'm only posting videos against this wall here
Mm.
because I don't have anybody right now to follow me with a camera.
Right.
So when I shoot it, like I won't be able to and only way that I can be able to have the camera catch me and the ball go in is if it's from the back and it's an awful angle. Like I don't
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, so just right now, just doing videos like that during quarantine, and it got pretty good feedback. It got pretty good response, like from everybody. So
I would say so.
yeah, yeah.
I'm on Instagram scrolling through like the trending page, and you got other people posting your videos
I know,
pages.
dude. There's so many pages that like post my videos and don't give me any credit, none.
They're not tagging you, nothing.
No, it's just straight up stealing content.
That's crazy.
I
Hoping
hate
to get
that.
views off of it.
Dude, there was a page and I blocked it. There was a page on Instagram that got up, I think to like 15K followers and like actually like genuine followers with nothing but my videos. It was literally my page, but he was stealing my views. He had some of my videos that performed better on his page than on mine,
Wow.
which I was pissed.
Oh yeah.
I was freaking furious.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
nuts, man. Literally all his videos were just your videos that you were posting?
It was just me.
Wow.
No other trainers. It was just all my videos.
That's crazy. Your
And he,
profile picture and everything?
huh?
Your profile picture and everything?
It was like some weird profile pic, but like, yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy, man. Yeah, but kind of the last little bit I want to talk to you about was your coaching or your training philosophies. Like, tell us what goes into, organizing your training sessions and do you organize it? Like, are you working with a certain group and you kind of cater the workout to that group and their weaknesses and strengths? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the way how I train, how I schedule groups is I usually try to put kids of the same skill level, same age, and same gender in one group. So I will never have, I see so many trainers like do a middle school kid with a college kid and then boys and girls. Like I don't do that. I do usually like if kids are in like, in high school, they only go with high school kids.
Okay.
Middle school kids only go with middle school kids. And it's just only like that. I never go like schedule these groups that just don't fit.
Right.
So that's my biggest thing. That's my number one. Like I never ever do that because I just feel like it's so unfair to the players and to their families when I have this high school kid who's pretty good, and then I have this middle school kid that cannot freaking play, but they together and the same group. It just makes no sense to me.
Right. It slows down the whole group.
It just makes me kind of like anxious a little bit. I'm like, oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
So with that, so like when I know that I have like a group with like certain skill level, then it kind of helps me to kind of come up with things that they need to work on because they all pretty comparable with like height and then like skill level and all that. So yeah, so that's probably going to be my number one. Two, honestly, I used to like write workouts down, but not anymore. I'm just like I've learned how to be really good on the fly. So where like I don't really need to like write things down. And honestly, right now during my workouts, I only focus on one thing and one thing only. If we're gonna do like, I don't know, uh, like some jab action to my one dribble pull up, like that's all we do the entire session. Like there's not gonna be like 5 minutes. It's gonna be jab to one dribble pull up, then it's transition shots, then it's baseline drives, then it's cross jab on the move, then pump fakes. No, dude, I just pick one thing and I just stick with it.
It's crazy because you see a lot of that.
Yeah, and that's when trainers like just have no experience at all. With my high profile guys, I usually like both. So what I do with them is I communicate with them and I talk to them about things that they want to work on. And I feel like it's so important to talk to like to your guys and make sure that you're on the same page. It's not going to be just like they come in and the kid wants to work on, I don't know, shooting off step backs, and I'm going to give him pump fakes. Like, so I make sure that I talk to every single one of them and we have understanding of what they want to do, accomplish during the off season. And we just like, so we probably pick 2, maybe 3 things for the whole summer. And that's all we do with them. So if like one guy has like floaters, baseline drives, and then like shooting off the catch, that's all we do the whole summer. Like just literally like those 3 things. And I think like that's the best way to improve and not to do like something different every single session, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Now, as a trainer, because every trainer style is a little different, do you place emphasis on any certain thing in particular? Like I know some guys lean towards like shooting's the most important thing. We're going to put heavy emphasis on shooting or ball handling.
I would say because it was kind of my game, but I'm not trying to be too biased with it, but just attacking the rim. Like I really put a lot of emphasis on attacking and not with everybody though. Like if the player is more so like catch and shoot 3, I stick to shooting. But like I trying to teach everybody like proper finishing. Because I feel like today kids don't really want to drive and the finish. And really a lot of players are really poor finishers at the rim.
For sure.
So I'm trying to really like instill that mindset to where I want players to attack more. And then if you have a 3-point, take it. But like I've seen a lot of struggle with especially high school level kids with finishing at the rim. It was like a really big issue that I've seen personally like this last year. I went to a lot of our kids' games and they all struggle with finishing at the rim. Because like at workouts, they finish these BS layups. So we're in a real game, like this is my finish. Because the dude's jumping on me and like I'm extended. Like I want to practice that. I don't want to, like I want to practice high touches, like hook shots, and kids don't want to do that.
Right. No, I get that.
And footwork is my number one. But I think footwork is with everybody.
Yeah.
Every skills trainer has to place emphasis on footwork. That's just number one.
For sure. And as a trainer, because we were just talking about this in the last episode, because one of the things going around right now is like, hey, mid-range, terrible shot, worst shot in basketball. Do you teach it?
Kawhi Leonard won NBA Finals with mid-range.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. Jordan, Kobe, mid-range, it's crazy.
People who say that are usually these ESPN analysts that never played basketball a day in their life. Dude, I'm telling you, the eye test is absolutely absent from their opinions. How you neglect the most important test, which is an eye test. Like, I don't get that. Like, I just saw these freaking bogus rankings on ESPN. Kobe,
number 9?
Number 9? The most skilled player of all time at number 9? And Shaq? Dude, Shaq will annihilate any big that's ever lived. Like, and they were like showing like Bill Russell like highlights. Homie, he was barely dunking.
There was no competition back then either. I mean,
yeah, the guys were 9-to-5 type guys, and they were playing basketball after their shift at work.
Not his fault, but still, there's definitely a big gap from competition.
Russell on the block with Shaq. What's gonna happen? I'm sorry. There's
Put him in the rim.
Shaq is the best big to ever play the game. It was absolutely unstoppable force. And then Kobe. If Kobe is not in your top 3, don't talk to me. Kobe to me is and like people say, oh, you're saying that because he died. I have video proof that I've been saying that and arguing with dudes before he died. That, dude, Kobe's number 1 of all time. Like, to me, Kobe is the most complete player of all time.
That's how I think too, man. I grew up a Kobe guy. I didn't see much of MJ. I saw like his last few years, so maybe that's why I'm biased, but I've always been Kobe all day. So
I think Kobe is number 1 to me. So I have Kobe, Mike, Bron. That's my 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then that's my 1, 2, 3. I mean, if Kobe is not in your top 3, then you just have no clue what you're talking about. Putting those guys, who they had at top 5 there.
They had Kareem number 3.
LeBron, Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to Kareem, dude. And I know he was tough at that time.
Yeah.
Put him against Shaq.
We'll never know, man. Never know.
Put Shaq against. Dude, I always tell people, go type in Shaq highlights.
Monster.
There's no stopping of that.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not stopping that. If he catches the ball, it's a bucket. It's guaranteed 2. Guaranteed.
We were just having this debate the other day too with one of my buddies, and his argument was like, yeah, Shaq was the most dominant, but like they were talking about how like Hakeem gave him problems in the finals, and other guys had,
But he was still young
against
back
Shaq.
then.
So
with Orlando, he was still super young.
Yeah, he was green, man. Yeah.
Shaq with Lakers, 01 through 03, it's over. It's over. Oh, yeah, dude, I get it. Those guys were good back in their eras.
Right.
Take Shaq and drop Shaq when Bill Russell played.
He would have been putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
More than that, probably.
Yeah.
He would have had probably 20 rings. Come on, dude. It's just it's like, you got to understand, like, the more time goes by, the better players get.
I agree. Athleticism increases, everything becomes more advanced.
Their size, their body types, everything gets better, stronger, more athletic.
Yep.
So it's so idiotic to say that. And Mike was ahead of his time. Mike was just different. Mike would have prospered in any era.
For sure.
But saying like those other guys, I don't think they would be as dominant today as they were back then. I just personally don't believe so.
I agree. There's certain players, like you said, that are generational. You can kind of just drop them in any generation and they would dominate, like Mike, like Kobe, Shaq, but I don't know, man. Bill Russell, he's not I don't think he's not thriving in today's game.
I mean, they were playing his highlights and he caught a fast break and he laid it in. What?
That's unheard of nowadays.
Come on, dude. But yeah,
Completely different time, man.
I saw that list. I freaked out because I saw Kobe and Shaq 9 and 10.
Yeah, ESPN lost some credibility for me, but hey,
I've been lost that, honestly. Like, when they have Max Kellerman, and I think that guy has no clue about basketball.
He's a boxing guy.
I think they just tell them, like, yo, disagree and say some outlandish stuff just so we can get views. I swear to you, that's how it goes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The more controversy, the better ratings. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy, man. But hey, to wrap things up, I always ask people, like, what's a piece of advice that you would give to any, like, upcoming trainers, people that are wanting to get in the game? Like, I know you've given me personally some advice. So what would be, like, I guess, your biggest 1 or 2 points of advice that you would give to anybody coming up?
That's great, man. I love that. So for me personally, that kind of like I've learned is I see, and I'll give you probably like 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, that's fine.
So my first one will be social media. I think social media is huge. I think social media is so huge because it's not just putting your stuff in front of like a bunch of different people, but like you can also monetize from it. Like all of the stuff that you see in my gym is all came free because of social media. And because I mean, and like, as bad as it sounds, the more followers you get, the more likely you'll be able to get high ranked guys into your gym. And that's just how kids function these days.
Yep.
And that sucks. And I'm pretty sure there are trainers with 20 followers that are way better than trainers with 200,000 followers. I'm sure that's the case, but are the kids going to look at it that way? Probably not. So I think, and not just invest time in your social media, but also invest money. Like there's so many pages on internet, like on Instagram, especially, that you pay them and they give you not free shout outs, but they give you shout outs. And those shout outs are actually bringing you organic followers because it's not like they just assign you like a bunch of different bots. People who want to follow you will follow you. And I feel like it's such a good investment just to build your social media platform, because then it just gonna make you more likely to make money, not just from in-person training, but other different streams of revenue. I think that's huge. So social media is definitely one, and not just Instagram, but TikTok. I'm just starting YouTube, which I wish I started that thing a long time ago. I think YouTube is so huge, and it's I think, second search engine after Google in the world is YouTube. So I feel like YouTube is a must. Instagram is a must. TikTok, I believe in 2 or 3 years, if it's gonna evolve a little bit, I think it's gonna eventually phase out Instagram. So how Instagram kind of phased out Facebook, and now Facebook is for parents. I feel like that's how TikTok's gonna be. Like we're gonna be those old people, parents, and then TikTok is gonna be like us now, like youth and stuff like that. So I think TikTok has that chance to be that. But is it gonna be that? I don't know yet. I mean, I think we still have to see that. But Instagram started off by being just a platform for like pictures.
Right.
And then it slowly started like making like 15-second videos, and then 1-minute videos, and now it's IGTV. So I really hope, because I grew on TikTok so fast, that I really hope it's gonna transition to be like a more serious platform and not freaking bunch of little goofy kids dancing to stupid songs. So I hope that's the case. Number 2, what I've realized, and it's really big, and a lot of people don't know that. I see a lot of people hire videographers to shoot their workouts. And from what I've been told, and I kind of saw that from my own experience, videos that are shot on professional cameras that are in super high quality are not performing well on Instagram, like at all.
Really?
And yes, and so from what I've been told is that once Instagram algorithm senses that your video is like high quality, shot on like pro camera, it's gonna dumb it down and kill that engagement to where it's gonna force you to spend money to sponsor that post because you've invested so much time and money to make that post. Oh, somebody's calling me.
Oh, you're good.
Now they work. Unbelievable. Whatever. But yeah, so if you like watch Breakley or you watch like other top trainers, like watch Black Ops runs every summer. It's all shot on iPhone.
Yep.
No videographers there, like it's all shot on iPhone.
Yep.
So that will be to say that don't really try to like hire videographers because those videos do not perform well at all. At all. So like only thing they have to use is your phone and those videos usually pop. So record it on your phone. You don't need no videographers because those videos don't pop on Instagram or TikTok at all. It's all phone. So that's two. And then three, what I'll say to upcoming trainers, I actually had a phone call with one of the guys. There's still a college kid who wants to be a trainer. And I told him, I said, dude, go intern for somebody. Like go intern with any top trainer. And it's just going to open up your eyes to so many things. And it's really going to help you grow a lot. So I think that's my biggest thing is go intern. Like spend your time, invest in yourself, spend 1 month, 2 months, I don't care, by being around those guys, shadow them. And I'm telling you, like you're going to come back home by being so much better and so much more knowledgeable and just having so much more to offer. And, you know, people's going to see you, oh, hey, Bobby was working with this trainer and then he was training these guys and these guys, and it's all going to help. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of trainers go into this thing thinking that they're going to start making money right off the bat. And in reality, like, that's not how it goes. You have to do a lot of stuff for free.
What sacrifice?
Yeah, you have to, because when you're upcoming trainer, why should I pay you? You haven't proven anything to me yet to where you have like some sort of value, which I have to honor. And now I feel like, okay, now you're worth $50 an hour.
Right.
So I feel like those three things is social media. You have to bombard social media daily. Like I post on Instagram every day and then TikTok 3 times a day. I'm really trying to up my Instagram game by posting twice a day. I don't want to annoy my followers because on TikTok, it doesn't matter really.
Right.
But on Instagram, like I don't want to spam it too much.
Right.
I feel like
oversaturate it.
Yeah, I feel like that might happen. So I'm still kind of debating about that one. But TikTok 3 times a day, Instagram once a day at least. And then I'm going to start YouTube. That's big, I think. And then you don't need a videographer. You don't need nobody. Just get your phone out, record it, and that's it. And that's it. That's it. That's all you need. And then go learn from somebody. It's going to help you a lot. Like really, really will.
Agreed. I agree. Yeah. No, I mean, that goes back to kind of that whole talk about having a mentor. So
yeah, having a mentor or yeah. I just feel like mentor is something that's like long-term type deal. Yeah. And then like if you go intern, it can be a month. Just go intern, go learn, and that's it. Like we have so many interns last summer that like reached out to me and were like, oh, so what's the pay like? I was like, dude, you have nothing to offer to me at all. All I need you for is just rebound the basketball. But I can get a kid in high school who's super pumped to be in the gym, who's going to come do that for free. Right. I'm just going to give you some value, but they want to get paid. They 18, 19 years old, they want to get paid. I'm sorry. And I tell them this all the time. If I have to be in the gym so that you can train people, why should I pay you? If I
Right.
can go home and not worry about you training people, then you have an argument.
Right.
But if I have to pay you to be in the gym to monitor you, like, no, sorry. I might as well train them myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's just
Yeah.
big one. That's a big one. People want everything too fast, too quick, and not willing to sacrifice. Like I've done numerous of workouts in the past at zero charge, $0.
Same. Yep.
You know, and I think like everybody did, and that's normal. I feel like that's so normal.
Agreed.
You know,
100%.
and there's nothing wrong about that. I always feel like there's always value that comes back to you, and it's not always a monetary value, but it can be, you know, experience. It can be, okay, now this guy's gonna go post me on his story. Now his friends will find out. You know, it's
Exposure.
yeah. If there's something that you feel like you can get, do it. That's my biggest thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it, Peter. We got to wrap it up here. I appreciate
you.
your time, though, man. I know you're a busy dude. You're always in the gym. You're probably about to stay after and shoot some more videos right now, aren't you?
Until like 3 a.m. Yeah.
This is what it takes, though. So
I know I'm trying to, before our indoor sessions start, I'm trying to max out this content, really. Because once they start, I might not have as much time. So
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
go ahead and follow Peter on social media. If you want to go ahead and plug in, you know, your Instagram, TikTok.
So Instagram is 90.10 training. And then my TikTok is a little different. It's just 9010 training. So there's no dot on my TikTok. It's just 9010. Dude, there was somebody on Instagram that has account that just says 9010. It has 0 followers. I DM'd him. I said, yo, give me that username. No response. I'm furious. I want to change it to just 9010. And some account with 0 followers has it.
That's crazy.
I know. Pissed.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate your time. Everybody, that's a wrap for today. I've got another podcast coming out probably this weekend. But go ahead and follow Peter, dope trainer on social media, really putting out quality stuff. So you definitely won't regret that. But hey, I appreciate it, man.
For sure, Eddie. Thank you so much, man.
Not a problem.
All right, talk to you later,
Talk to you later.
All right, see you.